Yes, I'm one of the people who watch C-SPAN.
Not be resolved, the courts are to step in. Anything less threatens the separation of powers that is a very foundation of this Constitution. Commander Jackson. Later, President Coolidge said in a New York Times article from April 24 that he sent a message in that op-ed piece to the Senate saying that y'all were very disgusted about it when he initially did it. But typically what would happen are abusing Congress and you're abusing the President and the executive branch. But I'm afraid what happens is we actually denigrate our body and we denigrate the very process that we claim to be protecting today.
We also ignore instances where there was, quote, no higher crime. There are higher crimes, there are actual crimes, but since the president didn't commit one, here we are.
And we have an election coming up in about 11 months. Let the people decide. Impeachment was never intended to be used as a midterm corrective option for a divisive or unpopular leader, unquote. Look, we get it. You don't like him. That doesn't mean you can banish him from the marketplace. You can't send him out of his businesses and say he can't hold a position of honor or trust. You don't get the right to do that. Do you want the time? I got 30 seconds.
30 seconds, thank you. Look, in 2016, the Democrats had the insurance policy. Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, that was their deal in 2016. The FBI. 2020, it's impeachment. 2020, they're going to use impeachment. Insurance policy didn't work in 2016. Impeachment's not going to work in 2020 because the American people appreciate what this president is getting done on their behalf. I yield.
They dislike him intensely. As I mentioned the other day, they really loathe this president, and they're trying to hurt his chances in the next election. It may well do just the opposite.
I heard a quote today: if you don't know your numbers, then you don't know your business. I've been focusing on a couple things that I could either use to save my business or let it fail. And I was thinking, I know how to weed whack, I know how to blow off properties, I know all the stuff a worker knows, but the numbers. I started off this video today with the impeachment stuff that's going on, because that kind of, you see all these politicians dividing a country, newspapers and news the stations dividing the country, and misinformation and stuff like that sucks. But then it's kind of reminding me of today, where here I am, I'm a divided business. I had plenty of money coming in, I thought, but then again, I didn't have any time. Now I've got plenty of time, not enough money, but now is the best time to learn my numbers. So I guess it's sort of like weed spray, if you put in this amount of crap and then you fill this amount of water, then you have your weed spray. But I guess it's more than that. Numbers like, politically, 538 people in the House of Representatives and the Senate are going to decide for 300 million people. 61 million people voted for the president. Yet those people are going to decide impeachment. And they don't even have any information or facts. Well, I didn't have the information or facts either. I just jumped right into lawn service, and I guess it all balanced out, but I didn't think about time or anything else. Yay, money. She's a nice lady. She owed me from last week. But if they need that stuff and I need this stuff, well, how much weed spray do I need for a specific amount of spraying? How much does that cost? Lawnmower, gas, cost of lawnmower, truck. I got to figure out all this stuff so I can have the numbers and I can have the facts, or else I am going to be impeached by failing, succeed or fail. I guess I'm glad I didn't take all those other property management things out there. I would have still been lowballing, or I would have gave up more time and still not made enough money. It's probably good these last 12 days have turned out the way they have. See, like I do know some numbers. I had 50 plus accounts at some point in time. And though they were all a little closer, so I didn't have the craziest of drive time, I was at my limits. And on a two-man crew, a little over 100. Now that's a mixture of duplexes that are really easy, maybe some single-family homes, and then of course some apartment complexes. So I do know that. Well, there's also the cost of your equipment and stuff like that, so that has to be taken into consideration. And I guess that's why some people have the cheaper end stuff, because they're smart. They know their numbers can't apply for them if they want to have like a Skag or a Gravely mower or a Walker or a Wright. They kind of have to start out small. I did it. I started off with a zero turn. It was pretty decent. Now I've got this one here. And before I forget, there's one more big thing that's really, really, really important. Money. Gotta make money. How much money you want to make versus how much money is available to be made. I mean, we have competition out there, but at the same time, you gotta make a profit. Other people are. So that's a very important part of it. Those are numbers I think that I could start focusing on them, getting to understand them, and implementing them before I start taking on a bunch of accounts and get myself right in the same place that I've been and I've just got myself out of. These are successful thoughts, not failure thoughts. In Florida, there isn't a city or state tax, but there's federal taxes that we all have to pay. So right off the bat, 30 cents is gone for every dollar made. That leaves you with 70 cents. From 70 cents, car insurance, business insurance, permits. I got to add up all this stuff. Add it up and then just divide it by 12. And then I'll have to learn a budget. So that way when some bills are higher and some bills are lower per month, that I'm at least hitting my budget. Then I can start thinking about profit. This is weird. I think this is going to be a good thing. I think there's some succeeding going on here and less failing. Even though I'm kind of on my last leg, I'll buy a new leg once I succeed. So a 3 to 5 year plan. I got to get that done. I have a funny feeling since today's Friday the 13th, unlucky day. Well, it seems lucky because on the 13th, that's probably what I'm going to do. Figure out my 3 to 5 year plan. All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. I never buy these things, but come on, big money, big money, big money. I don't want to do a 5 year plan. I just want money. Ooh, big money, big, big, big. You son of a